Let's jump to the war here, and today we've got a saving a disaster situation playing as the Dark Elves, going up against Grombrindal, where over the end turn, he is going to attack us, and he's got Lightning Strike. So this army here was the one that got attacked, and it's an okay army, but it's not going to win easily against this, that's for damn sure. So these reinforcements weren't able to use, same thing with the settlement garrison there. So what I'm thinking is, let's try to improve the situation a little bit, so that one army can actually beat Grombrindal. Now, we could put both of these armies in force march and just move them north, and then he can't reach us, but then he'll just attack the settlements, and that's not going to solve the situation. It would be good if we can just actually beat him. So, let's figure this out. It would be better, I think, if it attacked this army here, because even though we've got less winds of magic, this is a better lore of magic to use, because it's a high level lord. And with dark magic, we've got access to power of darkness, so we can actually generate more winds of magic than perhaps with this beast wizard. This one has a forbidden rod, but we can always just transfer that over this one. Also, this one is on foot, whereas this one's got horse. I've got a dark horse, so that one would be able to maneuver around the map a lot quicker, so that'd be really good. Because, yeah, there's some slayers and some fast units in there. On foot, they would target her and she'd get killed. Alright, so here's the plan. We're going to go into force march here. Yeah, we don't have enough movement for ambush stance for either army. Okay, so we're going to make this army to be better suited for fighting Grombrindal, and then just basically move this one out of the way. But still here, because we want him to use Lightning Strike. Because if I bring her down this way and he doesn't use Lightning Strike, well, that's no advantage either, because him using Lightning Strike actually does weaken his army. It just eliminates our reinforcements. Alright, so gotta think about this. What do we want to do? Because she's a dark wizard with the power of darkness, the best unit to use that on is actually a Hydra. But all of these monsters are actually super vulnerable to the units that we've got here. Just because they're high tier units doesn't mean they're actually good to use. Because they've got loads of Trollhammer torpedoes and Quarrelers, they'll kill them all really quickly. Even the overpowered Bloodrack Medusas aren't going to fare too well in this situation. So what I want to do is maybe leave these two War Hydras, but I'm going to take out these two. I'm going to take out the Bleak Sword, because that's a low tier piece of crap unit, and transfer in some Black Ark Corsairs, because they're anti-infantry. And transfer some more Dark Shards in. Transfer that one for this one, because that one's got fewer units, but this one, yeah, actually do this, because these ones are at least full strength, even though we're losing a little bit of experience, essentially. That should be fine. Okay, not transferring these heroes over, because neither of them actually hold any advantage for us, because they're really low level. Would be good to give them some experience, but let's focus on actually just getting the win. Alright, then put her inside here. That way he's definitely not going to try to lightning strike this army, because if he lightning striked here, well, then he also has to deal with the garrison as well. So his best bet to win is against our lord here. But I think that army is better suited. Okay, now I'm going to make some transfers of equipment. Yep, you can have that. And let's see, hand weapon. Wrath of Kurnos, giving us arrows of Kurnos. Well, that'll be quite useful. Obviously, missile strength will go to waste, but the arrow of Kurnos ability, that'll do some damage to some important units. Talisman, go with the black amulet, I guess. And enchanted items, what do you got? Satchel of potions, nice. And arcane items. Oh, good, you got the black staff. So that's actually better than a forbidden rod. If we have a look at that, that one provides reserves 0.2 per second, whereas black staff is 0.7, so it's heaps more reserves. It's just not as much power recharge rate. Also, I can use this to cast it on the Hydras, because it's just power of darkness, that's what all it is. So we'll take that. That is a really good item. And I don't think there's anything more we can do. There's no regiments of renown available. Alright, let's see how this goes. So yeah, leaving it in channeling stance will allow it to generate 10 extra winds of magic, so it'll be at 60 winds of magic instead of 50.
Who seeks the counsel of the...
No. No deal. Okay, here we go. Yep, he's made the attack. Okay, Valiant defeat and auto-resolve. So his army's definitely stronger than ours because he loses a fair bit of auto-resolve power when he lightning strikes. Also, everything is on max battle difficulty. And yeah, he's denied us all of these forces here. Alright, let's jump in and see what we can do. We can back off, but... nah, we'll see if we can handle this. Alright, it's also a choke point battle, and because he's got artillery, that's actually a disadvantage for us. Not necessarily. Okay, so with the War Hydras, we can get them to draw the attention of the artillery while we hide our missile units here.
Dark elves. Dealers in death.
Can we get both of them in there? Good. Yeah, don't have them fire at will. Let's get some control groups going.
Dark shards.
Okay, and hide them as well. And the main purpose of hiding is just so that their artillery can't shoot at us. Because, yeah, it would do an absolute ton of damage to us if they did that. And what we'll do is draw the attention of the artillery so they don't get within range here while the rest of their forces come over this way. Then we'll lure them over to here, maybe. Maybe split these two up so some of them go over this way, some go the other way. And we'll basically ambush them with the dark shards. That could work. I didn't actually mean to press that. I lost one Winds of Magic. That's literally never worked for me, but whatever. Why would it work now? Now, you don't want to be using this ability at the start of the battle because it generates Winds of Magic faster than you can draw it from the power reserve, and you can't get more than your max power reserve, which in this case here is 60. So just wait and do that later. Alright. However, let's do this now.
Summoning destruction.
Nice big blob of them.
Follow me.
Good.
Forward, Druki. Advancing. Bronze will. Shifting. Hecate, guide me.
Okay, try to hit them with this.
Hearken to me. Ever onward. Forward. Onto battle. Guided by authority. Battle call.
Okay, so damage done so far, 3,000. Oh, good, I've already got that one off the artillery, straight away. Very nice. Also, having them chase after us like this can be really bloody good. Can always use this ability on myself if I really need to, because we do have some regen with this. Good, if we can stop this one, that'd be great. They've got some dangerous units coming in here. We've also got Black Arc abilities, but they'll just dodge it. Okay, I want to try to get the Goblin Hewers off the Goblin Hewers. Sometimes you get them in... There we go. And now they're just regular Slayers. Get them out of there. And that... Okay, so far so good. Yeah, just... I wanted to do that before the Troll Hammer Torpedo shoot us, because, yeah, we're quite vulnerable to them. They're flaming attacks. So far, so good. Although I would really like to be over here to cast those spells. But we really need to get rid of the Grudge Showers. That's very important. Because, yeah, that'll annihilate so many of our units. Okay. What we want to do is have... Hang on. I think they're trying to get all the way over to here. So just, yeah, just let them do that for now. Okay, good. That one's been neutralized. Good. Artillery dealt with. That's going to be very good for our infantry. Get her back over here. Bounce power still in their favor. Playing their music. But having already neutralized 2 of their artillery pieces, that's pretty damn good. Alright, this guy. Wait for him to get a little bit closer, because these ones aren't super accurate against tiny guys like this.
Understood.
Oh, that's what you want to see.
Enemies of the king.
Oh, so good. That's what you want to do. Holy shit, that was a dangerous unit as well. Even if he was only level 2. Biggest cluster of them over here. Essentially turning them into, well, they're not really shades, but and they're hidden again. Keep moving. Gotta catch up so I can generate winds of magic. That's it, and we can slow them down with chill wind because it causes frostbite for 20 seconds. And it's also got 100% armor piercing. So the only thing that's bypassing it is their magic resistance. Alright, they're sending a couple units over here. Don't shoot just yet, because at their maximum range they're not very accurate, and plus they're kind of in loose formation. Getting rid of those thunderers would be great as well. So draw them in over here. And, yep, fire at them. Very nice. Yeah, at point blank range, nothing will survive that. However, we've got incoming, so I don't want to be staying in this forest for the duration of the battle. We're probably going to have to use our melee infantry as well. I want them trying to target our hydras. Okay. If you can get rid of those crawlers, that'd be great. Got our guys over here ready to back up if needed. Slow them down. Okay, definitely time to use one of these. I need some magic. Okay, move back. Okay, now because the Black Staff and this is a different ability, we can actually use them both at the same time. And it should stack. Right? It should stack. It should be. Oh, no, the other one expired. Okay. Okay, move back a little bit. It'd be great if we can get across while they're still chasing after us over here. And then set up a defensive position over this way. That'd be amazing if we could manage that. Again, we've still got our Black Arc abilities, but the problem is, yeah, they just dodge it. Nice cluster there. Okay, it's playing our music now, so bounce power should be in our favor. But this is going fantastically bloody well. Holy moly. Get across over here. Good defensive position up on the hill. If we can get set up while we distract them here. Keep chill winding them so it slows them down. Yeah, we'll get shot up a little bit. Okay, while they're shooting at us, they don't dodge. How fast are these hammers? 35. Yeah, they're actually faster than us. Man, imagine being slower than a dwarf. That's pathetic. Get the Hydra to charge on. Oh god, watch out for that. Yeah, probably best wait until the Black Staff actually is used up before we use the Power of Darkness. Trying to slow that one down because yeah, I've got to get across over here. Oh, we don't want her getting killed, but it slowed them down at least. Get out of it. Oh, there's Grombrindal. Watch out for him. Oh god, that's a lot of damage. Like I said, the monsters were not good at dealing with this army, but we used them as a Winds of Magic battery, and suddenly it has a lot of value. Gotta get across. Alright, the Dark Shards make it over first, because they're much quicker. No time for a checkerboard formation, and then these ones stand about there. Because I don't really want them in front of our troops, because they'll just get shot by the crawlers because they outrange us. Okay. Last one of these, make it count. As for Grombrindal, probably just best to wait until the end of the battle before bothering with him. Make sure these, yeah, they're on fire at will again. And hopefully this has let them to be even more exhausted, because they don't start off completely exhausted. They just start off tired, and then very tired. Slow that down there. And shoot into them. Move these out of the way. And I'm happy to stand and fight here. Although we've got to get at that cluster of... I need to use this. Okay, yep. Get some of these a bit more over this way. Okay, I'm happy for them to hold the ground here. Now the problem here is them, but they're nice and blobbed up. That's great. Now Grombrindal is probably fairly weak against Hargoneth Executioners. Best setup here. Shoot into this here because they're trying to stop ourselves from shooting, and I need some of these to get in a little bit closer because yeah, otherwise we'll get out at range. If we can get them to still try to target the Hydras, but you know, don't actually send the Hydras into fight, that could be good. Them being blobbed up is good because it will hopefully mean that they won't be able to shoot very effectively. That's what I'm hoping for. Love to use the breath attacks. See how that goes. It's looking pretty good at the moment.
Merciless warriors. My blade hungers.
Summoning destruction.
Okay, try to get rid of the Trollhammer torpedoes because that's the biggest threat to the Hydras. Yeah, Grombrindal is inflicting a lot of damage, but he's unbreakable, so we have to fight him. There's no two ways about it. Okay, looks like we're inflicting the army losses. Great.
We are ready. Eager for battle. They're firing on us.
Oh, we totally fucking wrecked them.
Dark power.
Okay, they're not going to dodge it when they're shattered. Don't want to send them in on Grombrindal because he will just absolutely smash single entities. Let the Hargoneth Executioners keep focusing on them. We got rid of all the Slayers. Trying to shoot Grombrindal could be difficult because he's quite fast. It's going to be difficult to get our guys out of there. Oh, I guess give it a shot. Literally give it a shot. No, the Hargoneth Executioners, they're doing a good job here. And you know what the thing is? They weren't in that first army. They were in this army. So we didn't get a chance to use them. Yeah, Blackguard of Nagorond in the other army, which, anti-large, no large units, what a waste.
Executioners!
He used Death Strike. Got him. Cool, and the army is in pretty damn good shape. Okay, all we gotta do now is just wait for them to heal. So I don't necessarily think this was a super easy battle. It just went really well. Like, they had a lot of good tools to work against us. The artillery could have done a lot of damage. They got neutralized at the start. They chased after our War Hydras. That was a waste. And then we got some really good damage in from the forest, and then got over to the other side here where we weren't completely set up, but this was a good defensive position, better than anything else that we'd find on our side over here. Everything just worked out very nicely. Sometimes a battle just comes together well, and it makes it look easy. But it's just like, all of our plans, they all just worked. Every step of the way. But yeah, if he would have just like sat his forces at the front and just hold a defensive position at the start of the battle, I didn't like the odds of that. Because what would have happened is Grombrindal would be fighting the entire battle, chewing through your infantry, probably getting into your into your Dark Shards. Same thing with the Slayers. While these guys here are ripping them to shreds because they're spread out, allowing them to cross and then cross again. They get blobbed up and then they're not effective. Alright, we use this, and you get a whole bunch of slaves and some replenishment. Cool. That worked out very nicely. So yeah, if I was to rate that one in terms of difficulty, I'd probably have given it a 5. But at the end of the day, I didn't fight the battle that he fought. Because he fought with this army here. But I could have told immediately, you've got this other army here that's way better suited for it. Definitely use that. I'm really glad I didn't bring these in. Because, yeah, they would have gotten annihilated by all those missile units. The key to beating this was all about armor piercing and anti-infantry. And that all just worked out very nicely. And now, finish that off. And they've got another army coming in. And you should be able to reach that one here.
Stop that.
And you're in good enough shape that, yeah, you should be able to beat it, even if this one here can't show it, which it should be able to. Cool. Alright guys, well that's the end of this one here. Doesn't look like a disaster campaign. Situation looks fine. It's just that one battle there. It's just pretty amazing how making a little bit of a shuffle can turn a really difficult battle into a, not so difficult battle, and then you actually end up smashing them. Anyway, that's the end of this one. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next time. Later, guys.